7 per game. Northland Ford starting lineups: Lillard, McCollum, Bazemore, Anthony, and Whiteside. Timberwolves will counter with Napier, Culver, Wiggins, Covington, and Gordon. Because Carmelo hit that big three in Oklahoma City before Wiggins was able to bank it in. Man, a couple of them have been very memorable, including the one against Oklahoma City in the playoffs last year. And C.J. McCollum with the... And that's a fact that was not lost to the Timberwolves staff at shoot-around this morning. Covington with the 2 will drill it. Ryan Saunders, he puts it on the deck. Culver able to get into the paint, and what a nifty finish for the rookie. Whiteside, a couple of misses. Melo pulls down an offensive board and able to get it to go.
With Melo coming into mid-range and letting him fire. Everybody's trying to take away the three-point shot. He's one of the greatest mid-range shooters of all time as Andrew Wiggins spins his way
on the team, and he said absolutely growing up in Canton, Ohio, as Shabazz drills the 3.
Belong in the Tooth Gang, 22 years.
Whiteside from downtown, that does together, and you may see that in short spurts, but that's really not what they're trying to do, as McCollum drills the 3. And playing 2 bigs is not really the vision that they have. Culver follows his own miss. Anthony works on Covington, spins, fires, hits.
They have Monley gets to the rim and scores on Hassan Whiteside.
Covington over Whiteside. Whiteside clearly altered that shot. Blazers off and running. Anthony Simons with the finish.
Squares. So, oh my goodness.
Azonia is going to get a chance for an and one. What was he last year?
His career never took off in Orlando.
Okogie and Josh hits from downtown. He's unable to finish.
How about a foul call on that play?
Lillard flares out to the 3-point line and drills it. Do believe Nurk is getting much closer. Gary Trent Jr., only his 2nd game ever. Okogie probes and finishes. Or excuse me, Teague.
Minnesota switches the wing pick. Jeff Teague tries to stop Melo, but he's too small. People, one thing they say about Melo is what great shape he came into the season with.
Okogie steps back for 3.
Now you're Josh Okogie, hopefully now. If anybody deserves it, it's him too.
McCollum answers right back. Finds Queta open, and Queta unable to connect. Offensive rebound. Timberwolves can hold for the final shot, or they can just get a dunk out of KBD. The game tonight averaging 18.2, and he said he doesn't feel like this team has won enough for him to really deserve all-star consideration at an all-star caliber level. And he throws it away right as I'm talking about him. Culver with the finish in transition.
By Josh Okogie, setting him up so Nasri could come over and get the block.
KBD, corner 3.
You think about the dunk that Queta,
his 3rd board so far tonight. Timberwolves on a 9-0 run. Tolliver swats it away. Teague attacking Azonia. Got a nice screen from Reed to finish.
Drive, great take by Jeff Teague.
He opens the road for Teague so he could drive right through. Simons, a little floater game back. That was the first made field goal for the Blazers in this quarter.
Wolf got a nice little run here since Whiteside sat down at number 3 in net rating. So defensively, a very underrated job by Shabazz Napier. Andrew Wiggins knocks down that triple.
There with it. Shabazz hits Rocco trailing the play. Oh my goodness, Andrew Wiggins batted it from 1. Portland, meantime, 1 of 12 from the field in this 2nd quarter. Lillard, high degree of difficulty
by Gorgui Dieng. The flyby made Anthony Tolliver have to reload and then threw it away in the process.
Wiggins and Andrew heating up.
We know how quickly that can change, though.
Simons able to get around Rocco. You don't see that very.
And number 1 in layups made. So the system is bearing fruit. As Dame Dollar
in the vision of this hierarchy with the Timberwolves from day 1. Wiggins feeds Rocco, and there's another layup for the Timberwolves.
Caught in isolation.
knocked away, and Wiggins comes out of there with the basketball. Rocco, back-to-back layups for Covington. And 7th turnover tonight for the Blazers, who average 12.8 per game. Gorgie able to get Whiteside to fly by. Lillard connects on a 3. Looking to build on a lead to take into the locker room at halftime. Gorgie again gets to the rack for a finish.
3 field goals made. They have to have at least 13 to 15 layups.
Whiteside follows his own miss. I'm looking at this number. Covington. And he gets the third.
Babysitter tonight. That is great husbanding right there.
And that's great three-point shooting right there. Kyle was nice enough to sign them.
Yeah.
We don't know definitively that the person that sold them on eBay didn't give them the
Cove!
as Cove drills it.
And hopefully, Minnesota almost didn't bring him back this past season, so a good thing they did.
Lillard
There's
able to
Lillard.
go around Rocco for the finish.
I got to play in for 3 years and seen a multitude of games. Wiggins knocking down the mid-range, sort of energy in the building, but they'll work that out.
Covington, no. Gorgie, yes. The offseason after spending time with the Portland Trailblazers and really worked extensively with both Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum.
Which is so important for a point guard to have is to have a voice. You got to be able to direct people and command them. You just got to put them in that situation, and you know, David Vanderpool has had a lot of different mentors, and Rick Robson wrote a great article about Vanderpool.
Off the Lillard miss, Napier, Gorgie Jang, and the Timberwolves have scored on all 8 possessions they've had in this quarter. McCollum able to bank it in. A little bit too strong. McCollum. And Ryan Saunders will use the timeout.
Shooter.
Rocco. And add another one for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, right.
Napier kicks it out. Wiggins for 3. And the Timberwolves seemingly taps it over to Napier. Simons played for the pass, and Napier burns him with the layup.
It's funny they gave Napier the rebound, even though Rocco's the one that controlled it, tipped it over to Napier.
Wiggins a block.
I don't think it was that clear that it went off Hassan Whiteside after seeing that.
Whiteside able to get it to Wiggins from the free throw line.
Andrew just feeling it right now to make him feel uncomfortable.
Well, it's the 3rd game back for Andrew after being out sick. And Wolves tonight. Whiteside blows the stuff. It goes right into the hands of Lillard. And the 4th tries the charm for the Blazers.
Breathe life into them, give them any hope that they can win on your floor.
Whiteside hurried the shot. It falls anyway.
Shot it quick. You got to get rid of it. He's so big. Teague drawing the foul here. Oh my goodness.
Chance for a 4-point play.
He's so incredibly talented. He's got big numbers.
Vonleh, athletic move. Of course, I warmed Melo up by talking about Syracuse.
Oh my goodness.
Vonleh, that's his 2nd athletic.
I've seen little guys win all the time.
Lillard hurries it up the floor, finds Simons in transition, and Okogie says, not on my watch. For me to say hello. Yeah. Not a lot of players who do that. Bates Diop.
Nurkic broke his leg. You know, I mean, that impact Abram had to have that repaired, and so that's a 4-month process. As Naz Reid can't get that to go, but Minnesota's keeping it alive. Another hoop.
Was not really in the rotation for the Blazers early. Little able to drill the triple. Of course, the bad news for the Vikings was Adam Thielen getting banged up in practice yesterday. As Travion Graham hits the 3 with the rebound. Trent drills the triple. Jalen Horde, two-way player for the Blazers, overseas to Jalen Horde. His mother was a member of the French national team. Teague finds an extra gear and able to get to the bucket for the takes Diop. As the shot clock down to 5, and Bell will take it and make it. Portland again until St. Patrick's Day. In Portland on St. Patrick's Day, and then 5 days later they'll finish off the season. Tell you what, Portland making a run that is going to make this final score look much less one-sided than it really was. Advocate. I think it was a bad call, but oh, Jared Culver, you're about threes. They shoot nearly 50%. They hold the Blazers to 36.5%. And for the first time in his coaching career, Ryan Saunders has a win.